Welcome to Roughing It with Ruth, the channel where everything is a bit rough around the edges. In this video, I'll quickly go over the gear that I'll be taking with me on a 5-day hike in the Fish River Canyon in Namibia. I'll definitely be taking my DIY tarp tent and all the gear to pitch it with. Everything together, including the hiking poles and tent pegs, comes in at just over a kilogram. I've already made a video about all the food and drink that I'll be taking with me, so I'll put a link in the video description below if you'd like more details about that. In addition to the clothes that I'll be wearing to hike, I'm also taking a pair of running shorts for camp to sleep in and as a swimming costume, a long-sleeved thermal shirt to sleep in and as an extra emergency top, a pair of convertible fingerless gloves come mittens from Kway, which are a bit on the heavy side but really come in useful when setting up a tent in the cold, a hooded buff/balaclava, one pair of extra socks for if the ones I'm wearing get wet and to sleep in, and of course an extra pair of underwear. Although it's not very likely to rain, I'll still be taking my Mountain Hardwear rain jacket because I can use it as an extra layer of warmth. And speaking of warm, I'll also be taking a lightweight down jacket, which comes from a company called Uniqlo in Japan and which one of my family members kindly left at my house. Possibly by accident, but it's mine now. And the final item of clothing I'll be taking are these incredibly ugly Crocs. I use them both for river crossings and as camp shoes, and I like them because they're completely plastic or possibly rubber. Anyway, you can dry them with a towel, so it doesn't matter if they get wet, you can still have nice dry shoes for camp. All of my clothing, except for the Crocs, gets stuffed into this pillowcase. I also then use this as a pillow at night. I also include a large Ziploc bag for dirty or wet clothes. And then the whole lot gets put into some kind of waterproofing, either a plastic bag or a wet bag. Because I'm a bit of a cold sleeper and it will be winter in a desert area, I'm taking the North Face Blue Kazoo sleeping bag. My mattress is a Thermarest Pro Light Plus Women's Edition. My hiking kitchen is pretty simple. I eat out of a square Tupperware with a lid. I drink out of a plastic cup on which I've already etched out the measurements for liquids. And I eat using this plastic spoon-fork hybrid. I also carry a small lighter for lighting my stove. My camping stove is an MSR reactor. I really like the stove because the gas canister and the stove itself both fit into the pot. I also include a lightweight cloth for cleaning my gear. I carry 2 distinct sets of toiletries with me on a hike. The one is the one I'll use at camp, which includes soap, a cloth to clean with and one to dry with, a toothbrush, toothpaste, and a small travel size floss. Next up are toiletries that I need during the day. These I pack in the more accessible pockets of my hiking bag. Sunscreen is really important in South Africa. And toilet paper is pretty important as well. Just take out the heavy cardboard roll in the center. I also have a small plastic trowel that I use for digging holes. Unfortunately, my son stole it and used it in his sandpit and now I can't find it. But don't worry, I will buy another one. I also include some extra soap for washing my hands after any ablutions. And finally, if you're a female hiker, you might need to take some sanitary products with you and a plastic bag for rubbish. And speaking of gross bloody situations that you wish I wouldn't mention in my videos, I definitely need to take a first aid kit with me. I made a whole video about what's inside this one. I'll put the link in the description below. And of course I don't want to be stumbling around in the dark, so I'm taking a small headlamp. You may have noticed that I'm not taking any bug repellent with me. I am, however, taking this head net, which hopefully will serve the same purpose. The last things that will be going into my pack are my extra water. There's a bottle that can hold 1 liter, my Sawyer mini squeeze water filter, as well as the plunger to backwash it with and the 2 squeeze bags. I also made a lightweight plastic cup for scooping the water out of the river and into the bags. I just cut off the bottom of a Coke bottle and burned the edges with a lighter. In addition to all of these items, I'll also be carrying mace, water, camera equipment, and my cell phone on my body during the hike. If you're pretty sure that I'm going to snap like a twig when I try to carry all of this gear, then you don't want to miss next week's video.